What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Totally Inspired, a channel where we talk all things leadership and all things lifestyle. If you're new to this channel, a very warm welcome, and we do hope you'll be back again. And of course, I always say, do subscribe and do hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you're able to know that there's something new. And for those that have continually supported the channel, thank you so much for commenting, for liking, and for sharing. May I encourage you to give this video a huge thumbs up because it goes a long way in helping me to continually provide content which will keep you inspired. Well, today I'm sure you can tell from the topic of the video that it's going to be story time, and this is a very interesting story because I'm going to share my journey with you, my journey of COVID-19. May I please put a disclaimer out there? This is not the blueprint of how a COVID patient experiences the illness, but it's a personal experience, and I'm sure you would have heard from people that have had the COVID-19 virus that people experience it differently. Well, for now, let me take a breather as we listen to our jingle, and when we come back, I'll go right into the details of my journey with COVID-19.
Hello, queens. Hello, phenomenal women. Hello, inspirational women. This is your girl, Sibo Dube. Welcome to Totally Inspired, a channel where we talk all things leadership and all things lifestyle. Before we get started, please hit the notification bell and the subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on this content which has been created with you in mind so you can enjoy a full life because, girl, you deserve it.
So I'm going to share my experience with you in days. So a day by day experience of the progression of the illness as I take you along this journey. So I'll start with my day one. My day one was on a Friday, and this is a day where I suspect I could have been exposed to the virus. So on day one, I went to a place with my husband where we went to pick up a meal. We did not sit in, though we could have, but we chose not to sit in because on arrival there, I even expressed my concern as to the number of people that were in this place. And I said, let's just get our food and get out, of which we did. So on day two was on a Saturday. I went about my business. I didn't feel anything strange, and it was a normal day. Day three, I went to a place where before you enter or access the place, there is somebody at the door that is taking temperatures for everyone that's coming in. And when I went there, the lady who was recording the temperature said to me, ma'am, your temperature is at 38.3 and it's a bit too high. But nonetheless, sometimes our machines do let us down. Sometimes they read low and sometimes they just not cooperating. Let me take another reading. And when we took the second reading, my temperature was a lot lower. We were in the 37s, and then she was like, you see, as I said, sometimes it will let us down. So she did let me through. That was day number three, and that's a Sunday. Day number four is a Monday, and in the late afternoon of that Monday, I started feeling extremely cold. I wore socks, I wore jackets, I wore a hat, and still I could not feel warm. I decided to finish the day working in my blankets so that I try and keep warm, but I was extremely cold. It did not help. And that day I slept really early. On sleeping that night, I was feeling very cold the whole night. And the next day when it was time to get up, I couldn't even get myself out of bed. Nothing motivated me to come out of bed. I just felt tired, I felt exhausted, but thankfully I didn't quite feel any extreme pain. I was just struggling with a headache that kept creeping up. Anyway, I couldn't get out of bed. I spent the entire day in bed on a Tuesday, and that would be my day number 5. Day number 6, I could gather the energy to get up in the morning and go and see our family doctor. When I got there, I had to wait for a whole hour, and when I consulted with the reception why it was taking so long, because I particularly chose that place because of their efficiency. That's where we get our medical attention, that's where our family doctor is, and when you set an appointment for a specific time, you get helped at that particular time. But that day I had to wait for an entire hour. And the lady at the reception told me that our doctor had been busy with COVID positive patients and it had been a busy day. So after an hour, he was able to see me. He asked me do you have any body aches? I didn't have any. Are you coughing? And I said to him, not quite, just a little in your throat. And I said, I just have a little minor itch, but it's nothing hectic. I just have headaches as well. And then he's like, no, it just doesn't sound like something serious, but just for me to be sure, let me take your temperature so that I can eliminate the COVID-19 aspect of whatever you are feeling. Of which he took my temperature, and it was now approaching the 39s, and that's when he was like, no, I think it's only safe that we actually get you tested for COVID-19, of which he did, and he was very quick. He prescribed medication which would typically be treating COVID-19. Okay, so that was day 6 when I saw the doctor and I got tested. Day 7, my husband, by then he's now starting to cough, and by the end of the day he's sitting in front of the same doctor, and at that time I am waiting for my results. And same thing, they take his temperature, the doctor says it's high, and in his case he was coughing and he had a bit of body aches, and I'm already taking my medication by then. That's my day 7, and at that point I'm waiting for my results. In the early hours of day 8, day 8 would be the early hours of Friday. At about 2 a.m. I get the results that I've tested positive for COVID-19. And of course, waking up to such a message in the morning, in the early hours of the day, it can be disheartening. I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night or for the rest of the day until the morning. And already in my mind, I'm starting to think, oh wow, this is not what I expected, but it is well, and I must just be peaceful and still about it. So that is now the early hours on Friday, and that would have been my day 8, or maybe let me just say the full week since my contact with the virus. That is when we realized I'd also lost my sense of smell. The next day I lost, which is day 9, since being exposed to the virus, in my view, or at least the way I've counted, on day 9, that's when I actually even lost my sense of taste. And the days then continued. We're now in quarantine, we're not seeing anybody, we are just on our own, isolating. But what I'm thankful for is that from that time until we finished quarantining and isolating, I can honestly say it was a very mild version of COVID-19. We did not have any of the severe experiences that other people have. And in my next video, I'm just going to share with you some of the tools or some of the gadgets that you need to have when you test positive for COVID-19. But for this video, I just wanted to take you through a step-by-step experience of my exposure to the virus and how it progressed. So from that time when I lost my sense of taste and I lost my sense of smell, we were continually isolating and managing everything from home. And I must say, I'm grateful for life, and I'm grateful that we didn't have it the difficult way. Right up until we finished quarantining and isolating, the symptoms were mild. I struggled a lot with a headache that was very heavy. Even when I took medication or painkillers for it, it just would not go away. My husband struggled with a cough, which was intermittent. Sometimes he was not coughing completely, and then at other times he was coughing a lot. So that would be our experience and my experience with COVID-19. May I emphasize that this is not a blueprint of how every patient walks through this journey. This was my personal experience. Please, if you're not feeling well, make sure that you visit your doctor and make sure that it is very quick so that you are able to act on it as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. May I emphasize the need for us to keep safe and to continually exercise the non-pharmaceutical interventions for managing COVID-19, which is keeping social distancing, wearing our masks, washing our hands, and as much as possible, avoiding unnecessary movements. I hope this was enlightening and informative for you. Until next time, please do keep inspiring and don't forget to subscribe.